It's new backpack time. Let's do it. Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today we are taking a look at my brand new backpack, but it's not necessarily brand new. This is the Nomatic Peter McKinnon combo series, the 35 liter. This is the larger one that came out last year, and after months of debating and shopping around, got my hands on this guy, and I'm super stoked to show you what I have inside. Now I know there's a million like what's in my Peter McKinnon bag videos already out there, but I think what makes this one just a little bit different is a lot of those setups are people who shoot on mirrorless cameras, which is awesome. But if you've been around this channel for a little bit, you know that I shoot on Blackmagic pocket cameras and I use 𝗖𝗚𝗘𝗖𝗞 Cine lenses, normally bigger batteries and more cinema camera setups. And so I want to show you what I can pack in here and what also doesn't fit. I think we've all been there where we fall in love with the design of a backpack, but then we quickly outgrow it for use cases. The best example I have for that is my 𝗦𝗬𝗘𝗖𝗞 camera backpack. I absolutely still love this backpack. It is one of the most well-made and, in my opinion, beautifully designed, more compact backpacks, but as you can see, it's quite the size difference. This is perfect for a mirrorless camera and, you know, one extra lens, a bunch of batteries and different accessories, but this for a Pocket 6K Pro setup, not cutting it. And so normally my Pocket 6K Pro is wheeled in one of these guys, but then that's just the camera and lenses and batteries, and then you have to add audio on top of that. And to be honest, when going on a professional shoot, this isn't gonna change. I got this bag because I wanted something for just my Pocket 6K Pro and kind of basic kit setup. So when I travel this Friday to Seattle for a week for actually just a family vacation, but I'll be filming a bunch of content out there for the iPhone 13. And then leading into October, heading up to Canada, got a lot of commercial and collaboration projects with other creators. So I'm going to be traveling quite a bit coming up. And so I wanted kind of the best backpack that I could find to hold as much of my gear as possible without being roller cases and all that. So let's dive into it. All right, first let's knock out kind of the exterior pockets because those aren't really being utilized too much. Here you do have kind of a side access button to the main compartment. Never use those because they never seem to line up with what I have stored inside. On the opposite side, you have a really nice spot where you can put like a big water bottle or attach a tripod into here. And I gotta say, I love the details of this bag, like how the side is magnetic. On the back, you have a laptop compartment. I've heard you can fit up to a 16-inch and even some 17-inch. What will go in here is my wife's MacBook Pro. She has the M1. So when I need to edit on the go, iPad's actually inside. We'll see that in a minute because it has a laptop and a tablet compartment, which is awesome. So yeah, the M1 MacBook Pro will go right there. And then the little pocket in the front, again, has another really nice little magnet flap that you kind of miss. If you just open it and stick your hand in there, you have a decent sized pocket which will hold keys and stuff. Right now, all I have is my AirPod Pros in there. And then on the other side of that magnetized little secret compartment is my passport. Now it's not a compartment, but I do want to point out kind of the back. This is a very heavy backpack. If I had to guess, it's probably, with everything I have into it, probably around 30 to 40 pounds with everything. And I mean, look how rugged this back looks. One, this makes me feel safer for having the laptop in the back sleeve. So many times I load up a backpack and then I feel like I'm gonna bend the laptop, and this kind of gives me a little bit more peace of mind. There's tons of thick padding on the straps here. So even though this is an extremely heavy backpack, this is not a light backpack by any means. It feels very comfortable, and I actually like where it sits on my back. It's a little bit lower. It doesn't feel like those hiking backpacks, which for me, I really like. And this also does have the optional waist strap thing, but like a lot of people, that's the first thing I take off. I never use it, and it just is one more thing that kind of dangles around, and it's really annoying. So as most of you know, the front can actually be expanded a couple inches, if you need to fill it with more clothes and stuff. On here it is compressed because I don't need it just yet. So for the normal person, this is kind of meant to be the clothing department, but for me, it's kind of the accessory department. I'm sure when I actually pack this to go on a couple day trip, I'll end up adding clothes into here and then I'll need to expand it out. But it's got a ton of compartments. So first thing we see here is this little strap again where clothes are supposed to go. But in these little sections here, I have, in this one, these are my basic cable accessories kit. This is basically to charge my main like normal daily devices, not really cameras. So we have my Apple Watch, a lightning cable because Apple's too stubborn to go USB Type-C apparently even this year, and then a Type-C cable to charge any Android phone or basically every other accessory that exists. I have my old trusty Rave Power. How much is this? 20,100 milliamp power thing. I've had this thing for so long. I don't even know. I think I've had this for probably like 5 or 6 years and it's still going strong. It's got everything: USB Type-C, quick charge, another USB-A port, and micro USB. That's always good to have for phones or whatever is needed. Right here, I have the 𝗚𝗛�្�𝗙𝗏 𝗬𝗏𝗏 2.0 card reader for the 𝗬𝗏𝗏 that goes inside the 6K Pro. And then you never know when you just need a little bit of light. Maybe you're trying to film something at night. Maybe you need an emergency light to see inside the bag. Whatever it is, in here I've been playing around with a couple options. Of course, you have the awesome little M9s from Aperture or the newer RGB versions. They're incredibly small. This one's definitely bigger, but I'm willing to accept the significant extra weight and size because it's actually 2 lights in one. And since it's bigger, it's going to be more output, but it's the Falcon Eyes F7 Fold. And I like it because as you can see there, it folds up. It's like solid metal. This thing is built like a tank. And what's cool is you can turn them on individually or together. So I can turn on each light one at a time. It's full RGB. I can change, of course, the brightness, colors, all that stuff. But it's nice because if you just need a little light, then you can keep one off, run it. If that one runs out of battery, then you just kill that one and turn on the second one. And the fact that it's all connected into one, it's just nice and, you know, relatively compact that you can throw in there. And it's got a tripod mount built in. On this side, you have, again, a bunch of compartments that are just so intelligently designed. In these two here, I never really use on-camera mics, but I picked up this Sennheiser MKE200. It's super cheap, not that great of a mic, but if I'm in a pinch and I really need one, then it works. It's literally like 80 bucks or something. In this top one here, I have the sun hood to my drone, which I'll show in a few minutes. And then just a couple accessories. So we have the top handle to the cage, USB Type-C cable in case my 𝗬𝗏𝗏 2.0 card fills up. Here's a 1 terabyte 𝗚𝗛𝗏𝗏 media to connect to the 6K Pro. And then what's cool is actually behind that is this extra little compartment that fully flips open. And this is where you can put, again, more clothes. Maybe this is your dirty clothes that you pack way back here. I just have the extra accessories that came with the bag, like the ring cover and extra divider pads. But like I said, I'm sure this will become closed in a couple days when I leave for my trip. All right, let's close this up and get to the good stuff. Flip it about. We have a rear access, as a lot of camera bags are nowadays, which I really enjoy. Nice, really thick zippers. All right, so I gotta say, I am pretty stoked that I was able to fit everything that I really wanted to in this bag. I was scared when I first got it because it is not as high as I thought it was. Again, watching videos, it can be a little hard to tell when someone's not putting your exact model of camera in the bag. And so most cameras are a lot shorter. And so, you know, they're placed this way. And I tried every variation of this, but it is too tall. You can kind of see on this main camera here, it sticks out. So when I go to close the flap, it's either putting way too much pressure or whatever. If all of this was empty, maybe that would work. but since I have the viewfinder on the 6K Pro, then it's just too tall. And so I found a position where this is nice and snug in there using the extra long and curved divider. And then the 𝗚𝗘𝗙𝗏 piece always falls off, so I don't even try to put it in there with it on. I just snap it off and then kind of set it off to the side there if I want it. And then as you can see here, I fit all three of my main lenses. My 15mm normally goes right here, but you're viewing it on that. But I literally have three full-size Cine lenses fitting in here, my 150 macro and my 45 T15. They all fit nice and snug and perfect. In between these two dividers, I have the Manfrotto plate. This is the only thing that's a little bit annoying, is the camera is so snug that it's too snug to keep the plate on there. A lot of times I don't have the plate, and if I'm traveling with just this backpack, I don't have a tripod with me anyway. So it's not a big deal, but just kind of keep it off to the side for if I need a plate. So if you've noticed, this is just a basic cage setup. There's no big 15mm plates, no rods, nothing that's going to fit a matte box or follow focus system. And so for batteries, there's no way that I was going to be able to fit V-mounts unless I take out the support pack, which I could do, but don't really need. And so I'm mostly running internal batteries, which I also have a couple stored up here. We'll see in a second. But I did have enough space for either one extra little lens, which I don't have. And so I decided to put the awesome Zhiyun. This is like the power pack. It's meant for the Crane 3S Pro gimbal. And it just has a mini V-mount adapter. And so if I'm in a pinch where I need like 3 or 4 hours of battery, and maybe I've exhausted all of my internal batteries, or I'm just on a shoot where I don't want to have to be hot swapping batteries every 40 minutes, then what I can do is just attach this to the side of the cage here. And now I have, 3 or 4 hours worth of power off of this one battery here. The other cool thing of this is it charges just via a USB Type-C cable up top. Now, if I didn't want this battery pack, I could fit a monitor or something in there, but since this is a tiltable screen, I don't really need it. But you know what? Now that I think about it, I kind of need a monitor because I'm going to be filming myself. If I'm filming A-roll, I need a monitor. All right, we're figuring this out on the fly. Alrighty, I have a Atomos Shinobi right here, and I think this will work. To be honest, the new BM53R, whatever the port keys monitor I'm using on top is a little smaller, so that may end up being a better choice. What to do? You know what? I end up taking out my macro. Let me know down in the comments what you think I should do. I don't use the macro too much, so maybe I should take this out, put this here with a bunch of extra batteries or other accessories. I'll think on it. And of course, the compartment that is taking up the most space is the awesome, this is just a genius thing. If you haven't seen this backpack before, this is a compartment that right now is filled with my DJI Mavic Pro and all of the necessary accessories in here. So I have my filters, I have an extra battery, have extra props, got the remote controller, and of course the drone right there. I am happy to say that I'm partnering up with DJI, and they're actually right now sending me the new Air 2S. So I'm stoked because this is the original Mavic Pro, so I haven't had a new drone to own for many years. So I can't wait to get some awesome aerials in Seattle. But again, if you haven't seen this backpack before, the reason this compartment is genius is because not only does it have that section on the bottom, but you can actually unzip the top, and now you have a whole other backpack. This is kind of like an extra day bag. If you wanted to leave this here, put a small camera or keep the drone down there, and then put in some of your, again, maybe clothes or camera accessories, you have this backpack here that has 2 straps on the back, and you literally just connect them down on the sides on the bottom here, and put it on like a normal backpack. And then when you're done with it, you basically just unhook those straps again. I'm gonna fold everything up, zip it back up, And now it's just good old little compartment again. All right, and moving on to the final bit here, we have the top part. And in this strap is your tablet compartment. I love that they're separated, like I said before. This has my 12.9-inch iPad Pro with the smart keyboard on it and Apple Pencil. So if it can fit this iPad, it can fit pretty much any tablet. Or if you think about it, 13-inch or smaller laptop really can fit in there too. We have a couple accessories up here at the top. I have a couple extra batteries for the 6K Pro. I have a D-Tap 2 Blackmagic, whatever, LEMO cable, whatever that thing is called, to pair with the 𝗖𝗛𝗡 cable. So this connects to the battery and that goes to the camera. And we get to the final two Peter McKinnon accessories. Again, no snaps, no zippers, and no Velcro. All magnets here. I love the design of this memory card case. I don't use this a ton because I don't have that many memory cards, to be honest. So I do have one extra SD card in here that probably will never get used. And it does have spots for 𝗖𝗛𝗘𝗖𝗞 2.0, but it's pretty much always just in the camera. But if for whatever reason I get another one, got 2 spots for that. And then he was smart to put in this little zip spot here in the back, because if you have a bunch of micro SDs, there's nothing more annoying than trying to keep track of these little suckers. And so you kind of just put them loosely in the pouch back there and they'll be nice and protected. And finally, we have the Nomatic Peter McKinnon filter case. This thing is awesome. It is a hard case. I mean, this, you can throw this on the ground, you can toss this across the room. Not full on Pelican, you're not gonna wanna like run your car over it per se, but any other situation, you don't have to worry about this thing breaking your filters at all, which is very nice. And if we open it up here, we can see what everything is looking like. And I recently got that whole variable magnetic ND set from Freeware. And so I have a bunch of variable NDs and mist filters up in here. Will this actually fit? I have one 4 by 5.65 whatever size prism lens fix. This is their Dream Effects filter. I don't think the whole case would fit in there. And this probably isn't recommended at all. That's probably super ballsy and probably not recommended, but if you had to, yeah. I don't want to be liable for breaking anyone's expensive filter, so do with that information what you will. It technically fits that size of filter right there, but just be careful. And this filter case perfectly fits inside that pouch right there. And there you guys have it. That is everything inside my Nomatic Peter McKinnon backpack that I'll be using for all my traveling content creation needs. Let me know if you think I'm missing anything or have any recommendations for what you would change around. I am all ears. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you in the next video.